Yeah.
Yo, 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 what's good, man? We live, you know what I'm saying? Direct again, another Kush&Konvo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Quad Marley. Y'all know it's y'all see the merch in the background, man. It's Q cones, everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually finishing up a Q cone right now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My guest was a little late today, but I done got started before him, so I'm almost a little
Hey,
I'm
my
almost
bad,
out of
man.
the way.
I apologize.
Nah, it's all good. But yo, man, we got my guy in the building, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I met this guy about what, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, about 5 or 6.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Queasy the CEO, man.
Man, what's going on, everybody? I'm Quezzy, the CEO. I do motivational posts on Instagram. I do a YouTube channel where I do reactions to Spanish music. I do photography and a whole bunch of other stuff that y'all probably don't need to know about right now.
Yo, bro, like yo, so we gotta start from the very, very, very beginning, man, because I was introduced to you when you wasn't even out here in the world. You was caged up. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying? And that's how I was introduced to you. And I ain't gonna front, man. I saw your talent when you was caged up. You know what I'm saying? So now to witness everything that I'm seeing now is like it's like a super blessing, like, you know what I mean? And it's like almost like a miracle, dog, because like the way you hit the ground running coming from behind the wall to now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
Hey, man, I
So,
appreciate it, man.
what motivated you, like what pushed you, like
Man, to be honest with you, it's in me. It's something that's always been in me, and that's probably what led me to go to prison in the first place. When I was real young, I remember living in Hawaii, and I would go around the neighborhoods. We was living on an army base because my parents were in the military, and
Yeah,
I would cut everybody grass. And my dad told me one day that cutting grass for $5 wasn't worth anything. And to
yeah,
me, being someone who wants to be a father, I don't think that's something that you should ever tell a child, that working isn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
after that, I started going to stores, and it was called the PX because we were living on an army base. And I started
Mhm.
stealing cards out of the store so I could go to school the next day and sell them, because I'm
Mhm.
thinking, well, if working isn't a way to get some money, then maybe I can get some money without having to work so hard. And I
Yeah,
think that's something that really messed up my whole mentality. And it went with me throughout my entire life, to where I was just trying to take the shortcut, the easy way. But at the
yeah,
same time, I was always motivated to try to get some money, because I hated
yeah,
asking my dad for money. Because every time I asked him for something, he would give it to me, or at least try to give it to me, but he would cuss me out every time, like I didn't deserve to have it.
yeah,
So that made me just want to go hard and get everything I wanted myself. So as I got older, that mentality stayed with me, and I wanted to have what I wanted to have, and so I
mhm,
just had to figure out different ways to go about getting it. But the one thing that stayed with me was working for someone else, or having to actually sweat to get some money wasn't worth doing, which made no
yeah,
sense to me because my parents was in the military and they worked every day. My dad worked every single day as hard as he could. My mom too. So him telling me that, and me being impressionable, I just took it and ran with it. So I've always been motivated to try to get some money. I've always been motivated to try to better myself, but probably in the worst ways possible.
So when you say the worst way possible, like I mean, what are some things that you have done, you know what I mean, to get to the bag?
Man, to get to the bag, let's see. Armed robbery,
Mm,
home invasions, selling almost every drug known to man. And the thing that put me in prison this last time, I was a pimp for about 8 years. Selling females, and whether it be in strip clubs or whether it be as escorts or prostitutes, and anything where the bag came fast, I was all about it.
Yo, so tell me about that though, like though the process of being a pimp, because it's a lot of niggas out here that think they pimp, so they
Oh,
always like, I'm a pimp, you know what I'm saying? You hear niggas say it all the time, but I mean, you was really out here active pimping, man. Like,
yeah.
give us some insight on that though.
Well, first of all, man, the thing that people say nowadays when they say I'm a pimp and everything like that, when you really live in a pimp life, we don't consider those kind of guys pimps. Though they may be players. Anybody that wants to have a lot of women and sleeping around and not telling the women that they with someone else, we might consider that to be a player, because you're really not doing that to get some money. You're doing that because you really internally you're a trick. You just want to sleep with a bunch of different women and you don't
Yeah.
want them to know about each other. That has nothing to do with pimping. I
Nah,
learned from some of the greatest pimps and I've met some of the biggest pimps in the world. And I can't really say names because, that this stuff is illegal. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
really don't
yeah,
condone it anymore. I can't look down upon it because it's something that really brought me a lot of money, brought me a lot of understanding about interrelational relationships with women and with other men as well. So I really take all of that and it built me into the man I am today. And it gives me the mind frame that I have as far as, what people need and how people need to be treated. But that whole process, man, it really is about you finding other individuals who have problems, who have dreams, who have aspirations, and finding out what they need to hear in order to get them to do what you want them to do.
yeah.
And it's a really manipulative process, but at the same time, it's a real process because you're really not promising the world, you're delivering. So back in the day when I told a woman we could get together and we could build something great, I meant that. When I
Hmm.
told her, you can have the things that you wanted in life and I can show you how to get it, I meant that. I
Yeah,
actually cared about what was going on. And see, a lot of people, when they think pimping, they think that it's someone who just takes from somebody. The one thing that some people always ask me is, how do you get a woman to give you all their money? And
yeah,
that's where you're wrong. That's where you could never be a pimp because it's not about that. It's not about taking anybody's money. It's about allowing somebody to be who they are, having respect for them, actually caring about them. Because when you care about somebody and they feel it, they're willing to
mhm,
do anything for you. Like if you got a homeboy or if you got a girlfriend and you around this person and you show this person that you're always there for this person, they're probably going to be there for you when you need it.
mhm.
And so that's why the mind frame of a pimp is a lot different than what you see on TV, what you see, in these movies and what people think.
Yeah,
And they try to disrespect me all the time. Not so much now because I don't do it anymore, but
yeah,
they always try to say I'm trying to take something from someone or I'm trying to do some harm to someone, and they have no idea. If I was trying to do some harm to someone, then why would this person stay?
yeah. Exactly. I see what you're saying, but I mean that goes into back to saying that you said it's more of a manipulating type game.
Mhm. It
But
is
but you know what? I just had my notepad out. Let me just put you just to let you know, because bro,
okay.
you said some shit just now, like, and I never, to be honest with you, like I was one of the ones that looked at pimping like what is y'all really doing? I
Mhm.
never looked at it the way you just said, but now that I look at it like that, that's why everybody can't be a pimp, because everybody
Right.
can't get to that type of mind frame, like, you know what I mean? But what
Exactly.
you said you definitely said a handful. I was like, damn, let me write all this down in my pad.
But hey, I know I get to talking a lot when I get when I start feeling something, I get to talking a lot, and that's
Now, I
probably
mean, that's what we do, man. We cushion convo, bro.
yes,
That's what
sir.
we do. So now look, the life of a pimp, because you just
Okay,
broke down to us like basically the concept and how pimping is really done versus what we see on TV,
exactly.
right? Okay, so now like with you, like being a pimp, how did you even get into pimping? Like from the very, like, what made you get into pimping?
Okay, so at the beginning, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug because I wrote a book about this.
Mhm.
Quezzy the CEO, pimping is my life. But when I
Okay.
first started pimping, it I didn't even really know anything about pimping. I had a homeboy who was a pimp,
Hmm.
but I really didn't know nothing about what he had going on. I just knew that he was a pimp. At the time, I was really into the music. I'm still into the music, but
Yeah.
I had songs out on the radio and I had a recording studio and I was making decent money, little money enough to keep my apartment up. And one day I met a woman. Well, let me back up a little bit. So I'm in the recording studio, I'm making songs, I'm making albums, I'm halfway broke, but I think I got a little money. I got about $1,000 to my name, and I think I'm
Hmm.
doing it because I was about 20, 21 years old,
Okay.
and I used to get women to help me sell CDs at the gas stations, at the flea market, in front of the Walmart. We grinding. We in the
Hmm.
street. That's back when you was selling CDs out the trunk. And
Okay.
my pimping partner that I knew, I knew what he was doing. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a music pimp. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
women help me. But it really wasn't pimping because they would help me sell CDs. I would take them
Yeah.
out to eat. I would
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
pay their rent if they needed to. So it really wasn't pimping. They were just helping me. One day,
Mm. Okay.
and I'll never forget it. One day, I ain't gonna name no names, but I had this woman who was helping me sell some CDs, and she was a stripper. And I
Yeah.
really didn't know nothing about that, didn't care nothing about that. I was a trick back then. So the fact that she was a stripper, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hanging around strippers, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And she was helping me sell CDs. And one day she came by the house and she handed me $500.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I didn't give you no CDs. Where this money coming from? She was like, I need to ask you a favor. I want to know if I can stay with you because I had an apartment on Polo Road here in Columbia, South Carolina. And
Okay.
she was like, I want to know if I can stay with you because I just got kicked out of where I'm staying. And I like how you take care of people that help you sell the CDs and things. But I could actually bring in more money than what you're making selling the CDs.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why would you want to do that? She said, because I want to show you what I've been doing. You know that I work in the strip club. What you
Yeah.
don't know is that I used to be with a pimp. And so that
Okay.
I'm like, okay, well, I got a homeboy that's a pimp. I know something about it,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know a
Yeah.
whole lot about this. And she was
Got
like,
you.
yeah, you can keep selling your CDs and everything, but I think I can help you get a lot more money because I believe in what you're doing and I like how you take care of people. Those are the two top things. Saying I want people to
Yeah.
understand that when it comes to pimping. This is a woman introducing me to the game, not the other way around. And she
Wow.
says the reason why she wants to do it is because she makes fast money and she likes the way I take care of people. So if you wanted to be a pimp, and I'm not condoning anybody to be a pimp,
All
but
right,
rule
let's
number
put that
one
out
is
there. Let's just put
you
that
gotta
out
you
there.
gotta take care of people. You
Yeah.
gotta treat people with respect and make them feel good about what they're doing, and then they have to believe in your vision. So she started doing that. She started bringing in more money than I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
that was still little money compared to the money I would get in the future.
Yeah.
But it was way more money that we were making selling CDs in way less time. So could concentrate on doing other things, making more music, or trying to figure out what else we were going to do. And she was bringing in that money, and life started getting real good. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
she ended up because she was bisexual. She ended up meeting some girl, and they ended up running off together. But
Ran off with the bag together, man.
ran off with the bag and with the baddie and left
Yo,
me all by myself. But she planted the seed in me, and because I had an entrepreneurial mind frame in the first place, and
yeah.
because, like I said, pops always told me that working for someone wasn't worth anything. I knew exactly what I wanted to do from that point on.
People don't really understand, like, where you came from. Like I do. I understand completely. To even being able to speak to you how you're speaking to me now, it's like I said, I remember I met you. You was behind the wall. I heard you a few times. Got introduced to your music. That was the first thing that I got introduced to.
Mhm.
And I knew when I first heard your music. You know what I'm saying? E-Mac can tell you this. When I first heard that shit, I said, this shit fire. This nigga could really rap. Now, remind you, I always kind of frowned upon down south rappers like that back in the day. So
Mhm.
when but when it comes to music, because I love music, I'll give anybody a shot. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? When I heard this shit, I was like, yo, when this nigga come home? When did this, I asked E-Mac, I said, man, when this nigga come home, man? Me and this nigga got a link, man. This nigga is phenomenal. So it was like when you did come home and I was like, yo, so what's up, man? We doing this music thing. Like, you was like, nah,
Mhm.
this is what I want to do right here. So like, I want to know what made you walk away from music. Cause you were into it. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was my entire life, bro. My entire life. Really, I started losing love for the music. Well, it didn't start off with a loss of love for the music. When I started pimping, and I don't remember what year it was exactly. I do know I was around 22 years old. I was
Yeah.
knee deep in the music. Like I said, I was selling CDs, had songs on the radio. Once I got into the pimping strong, so go a couple years past when I first started, and I was making anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 a night.
Mm-hmm.
And when you live in that type of lifestyle and the money is coming so fast, everything else that you used to try to do is not really as important anymore. You still do it. I was still doing music. I was still writing songs, and I had songs with Young Dro. I was in the studio with T.I. I was
Mm-hmm.
around Rick Ross back in the day, Pastor
Yeah.
Troy, if you know anything about him. So because I was getting money and I was in the clubs with the females, money, no money. So I was around other people with money, and I was doing songs with them, but I never really tried to promote anything because I was only focused in where I'm gonna get my next dollar. The pimp
Yeah.
lifestyle is difficult. You got to always be moving. You got a woman getting fired from a club, and now you got to move to a whole nother state, whole nother city, or you have a female who maybe her body type might not be specialized to work in a strip club because they like a certain body type, especially in the clubs that I used to frequent.
Yeah.
So I had to move around a whole lot, and it was all. And then I had 3 or 4 females at a time, so I had to get different houses and hotels,
Yeah.
and we all together. And then I had to figure this woman got a problem, this woman got this problem. My whole day was shot. I had to. They had
Mm-hmm.
kids, so I had a lot of young kids thinking that I was their real father because I was the only man in their life that they ever
Yeah.
knew. So it just
Damn.
took a lot of time out of me, and I really didn't have time to focus on the music as much. And
Okay.
because when I was doing music, it really didn't take off like that. When as you
Yeah.
grow up and bills come and life hits you, it's not so much you lose love for what you want to do. It's that you get more mature and you understand what's really important, and you have to ask yourself, is this going to take me where I want to go, or do I have to
Yeah.
do something else?
Yeah. Okay. So it was more of a turn of you felt like you needed to do something else. It was time to do
Exactly.
something else. So you
Exactly.
gave up. You gave most of your life to music, and then you turned into pimping. What is it? Pimping is my Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm on top of it. Positivity.
Yeah. See,
So
yeah,
pimping is
after I got out of
positivity.
jail, yeah, we turned into positive PIMP, positivity is my purpose. Yeah, that's
All
when I
right.
got out of
So
prison.
that's what it is. My bad. It's because I was just looking at it. I was like, damn, this nigga really like. I was looking through what was that? The book.
Hmm.
Um, Pimping is my purpose. I was looking through that book. I was like, yo, this nigga transformed. Like I've never seen nothing like this. I'm telling you, like, yo, bro, you almost like an alien. Like, you know what I mean? Because yo, like, so, since when do you know of people to get incarcerated and come home and turn from rapper to pimp to positive to a speaker, like, bro, like that's and hold on, wait, I gotta add one more word, successful at it, because like that's a unicorn.
Man,
You know what I
thank
mean?
you. I appreciate
No,
it,
I mean
man.
that's a unicorn. That's why anytime I ever have a discussion about you, like, because it's a lot of times I run into people that don't have no idea who you are,
Hmm.
but you're somebody to me. So what I do is I tell them, I'm like, yo, you ever heard of Quezzy the CEO? And they're like, nah. I'm like, this nigga solid. Now I mean, I seen this nigga transform, like this nigga metamorphed on us, and it fits so good. And I forgot another important thing, bro. You learned Spanish.
Yeah.
So wait a minute though. Wait, let's slow down just a little bit, right? Because this is where it get killer. So for all you niggas out there that's locked up, y'all coming home and y'all want to pursue a dream or a goal, look at what this nigga did, right? This nigga learned Spanish in jail and came home and became a Spanish sensation. I'm gonna say that.
Oh
Tell
man.
me about that process, bro.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you ever been to prison. I hope not. But
No,
if you ever have been, or if anybody who's ever been to prison, when you in there, you got to figure out something to do with your mind, or you gonna lose it. Like for real, I've seen people kill themselves in federal prison. See, I'm not talking about state prison. I've been to state prison too when I was younger, but I'm talking about federal prison. That's a whole nother animal, a whole nother animal. And you have people, you're next to people who have 6 months to do, who have 6 years to do, who have 60 years to do and who will never get out. And people have different ways of processing that. Some people lift weights. I was lifting weight. I got bigger than I've ever gotten when I was in
Yeah,
prison. I lost a lot of weight now because I'm back in the street eating stupid
yeah,
and drinking and doing everything else. But
yeah,
when I was in there, it how do you go from living a fast life, having a lot of things to take care of, a lot of people that you have to manage, to absolutely nothing? Just
yeah.
everything stops. But to
Mhm.
be honest with you, and a lot of people don't know this, I was in Miami. I was living in Miami when I got arrested. The day before I got arrested, I was in my penthouse apartment in Miami, and I was going through some trouble with the women that I had at the time.
Mhm.
And I was out on my balcony, and I'm not a very religious person, but I was talking to God at the time. It was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting tired of always having to tell these women what to do because
Yeah,
they always had an excuse for me, and I was trying to
yeah.
get some money. They was always sick. They was always depressed, always demotivated, and it had nothing to do with what we. I want to make this clear. It had nothing to do with the pimping that we were doing. It has to do with just people. I'm sure a lot of men out there maybe watching this right now. You got a girlfriend or you got someone you're talking to, and
Yeah,
they're always nagging or they always, saying something depressed. Something's always wrong. So this has to do with just people in general. This ain't got nothing to do with what you're doing. But
yeah.
at the time, I still had a little money. I had fell off a little bit because I had lost one of my star players, so I was depressed about that. And I was
Okay.
on the balcony, and I was like, God, I want you to give me something that I can do myself because I'm not going to tell myself I'm too tired. I'm not going to tell
Yeah,
myself I'm sick. I want something that I can do to make sure my life goes the way I want it to go. I'm tired of having to depend on people, having to motivate
yeah,
or force people to do something that they don't feel like doing at the time. And
yeah.
the very next morning, 10 o'clock the next morning, the FBI, the federal marshals, kicked in my door and I was going to federal prison.
Damn.
And so when I actually went, because it was a year before I actually went to prison, you got to fight a case and do all that. And I
Yeah.
finally got convicted. And the very first day I went into prison, a Mexican man came up to me. He couldn't speak a lick of English. And he basically handed me a little bag with some shower shoes, some toothpaste. He was a real good guy. I got to know him really well. And he was basically just, trying to help me out because he knows when you first get there, you don't know nothing, you don't
Yeah,
have nothing, and nobody's going to tell you anything. The guards aren't
yeah,
going to tell you anything. There's no handbook of how do you prepare yourself to be in prison.
yeah.
You just in the ocean, man, like a guppy. And I had already been trying to learn a little Spanish, living in Miami, trying to flirt with the girls, trying to see what I could do. But I really
Okay.
never really took it serious. I even went to Costa Rica and couldn't speak a lick of Spanish.
Okay.
But when I got to prison, I said, there's two things that I got to do while I'm in here, or I'm going to lose my mind. I have to try to figure out what else I want to do with my life because I'm not sure I want to go back to the pimp life.
Yeah.
And I want to learn something that I've always wanted to learn so I could actually interact and talk to a whole different set of people and get to know a whole new world. And I felt like it was a sign when this Mexican man came up and helped me out, brought me some shoes and some toothpaste and things. I asked him if he would teach me Spanish. And he said, of course, I'll teach you Spanish if you really want to learn. And while I
Hmm.
was in there, I ended up meeting Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians,
Yeah.
just across the whole spectrum. And just like I did with the pimping, and just like I did with the robbing that I used to do, and just like I
Hmm.
did selling CDs, I take my life seriously. And I think
Yeah.
that's really what it is. And I'm not saying that nobody else does, by no means. I just take myself extremely seriously.
Nah, hey, bro, hold on. Let me stop you right there, though. Yeah. No, but that means nobody else does. We gotta be 100 about that because
Hey,
no,
I
look,
try
no,
to be
no,
PC.
nah, nah. I mean, I get that, but I think that's what's wrong with the world today. Like, we don't keep it solid enough. To, like, it's time that we separate what needs to be separated. What's accurate. Like when you want something enough, you'll do whatever it takes to have that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I stand on that. So I'm not gonna say when it comes to people, not making it and doing what they want to do, that you know, I guess they was lazy. I mean, that's how I look at it. Like I would say that that person is lazy and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. I even myself, like I'll be hard on myself a lot of times where I'll be like, bruh, you need to get your ass up like Quezzy up. That motherfucker running. You know what I'm saying? But look, I can keep it real about that. We gotta start being more honest and knowing when you're being outworked.
That's
Maybe
right.
that'll motivate you to work harder. It might.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with being outworked. See, niggas be hating, you know what I'm saying? You know how that shit go. When they be
Oh yeah,
niggas outworked, they be hating.
they
Like,
do.
look, I'm in the same race you in. You winning. But you know I don't care because I know you, I love you. You know what I'm saying? You my brother. I want to see you win. So I don't look at it, I don't hate you at all. I'm like, that nigga kicking my ass. But you know what I'm saying? It's almost like big bro. It's like big bro kicking your ass, but that's big bro. You know what I'm saying? You look up to big bro. You know what I'm saying? What big bro doing is motivating you. You know what I'm saying? So like when I see how you doing, you the nigga I look at. I'm on Instagram like I, I got to get up and do this shit today, man.
Hey.
Queasy 10 steps ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if you was on Instagram the other day, you know that I got a little motivational course that I'm doing, and I'm riding on my little unicycle throughout
I seen
Miami.
it. Yeah, I
But
seen it.
one of the quotes that I did is called "You will not outwork me," and
Yeah,
that's real, and that's how I really feel because a lot of the people that I aspire to be, I'm talking the Fortune 500 people, the Forbes magazine people.
yeah.
One thing that they do is they don't sleep. So if they don't sleep, excuse me, but if they don't sleep, then
Mm-hmm.
I can't sleep. You know, I slept for
Yeah.
5 years straight. I ain't got time to sleep. I ain't
You ain't
got
got.
time to lose. Period.
Hey yo, but you want to know what? That's how everybody's mindset should be. You know what I mean? And I mostly speak on the people who just sitting around waiting for the money to fall in their hand. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just like, oh, like you said, you got to get up and you got to make it shake. You know what I'm saying?
Every
If you
day.
ain't doing nothing, you're not gonna have the bag like you would want to have it. So that's why I say that always separate, the people in the middle from the people who's up and then the people who's low. It's mentality in the middle of
Absolutely.
all of that. So like
Yeah.
that's why I say like when you speak, I'll be like, I'm cheering for you, but man, go ahead and let these niggas know that they ain't moving with you, man. Let them know, like, you know what I mean?
Hey man,
And it's only real, bro. It's real. It's all real. You know
if
what I'm
you
saying?
can't accomplish three things every day, then you ain't doing nothing. And if you don't even know those three things that you want to accomplish every day, then you are already behind. Every morning you wake up, or rather, the night before you go to sleep, you need to have a pad or your phone or something, and you need to say, there's three things that I need to do tomorrow. And
Yeah,
regardless of how you feel about it, those three things need to get done. And if you don't really have nothing that you want to do tomorrow, you better create something to do tomorrow because every
yeah.
day we need to be accomplishing at
Mhm.
least three things. I don't care if it's okay, we're going to go buy all the groceries for the week. Or, we're going to figure out what's the next step in our business plan. Or we need to go, you need to accomplish something that makes your life better. Three things
Every
that
day.
make your life better every single day. There should be no excuse about that.
Nah, that's facts. You know what I mean? That's 100% facts. But now here's another thing that you got going in your suit, man. You got to talk about this, man.
Uh-oh.
Let the people know how many kids you got.
How many kids I got?
Yeah, how many kids you
Well,
got?
I'm telling you, man, I'm doing a whole lot out here. I'm really trying to make me some money, man. I'm trying to put my life together, and it's hard out here. That's why I have absolutely no kids,
Yo,
absolutely zero. And I love kids. Like I said,
it,
in my previous life, I raised a lot of kids that thought I was their father. But
yeah,
the one thing that I know, and don't get me wrong, let me put this out there too. I've had I done lost count, man. I done had maybe three, four, five abortions in my lifetime. And
yeah,
I don't necessarily condone that. I know you can look at me and say what you want to say. I did what I had to do. So I don't really care
yeah,
what nobody got to say about me.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
do know this. I do want kids. I
Mhm.
want kids.
Okay,
And I know that once a kid is in the picture, your dreams are on hold. Not necessarily forever, but I honestly believe that everyone should be putting their kids first in every moment, every
yeah,
moment. You know.
yeah,
So for me, I'll be 40 years old next month, man. 40 years old, so I'm late,
yeah,
man. I'm
yeah.
late.
Okay,
But the only reason that I've been able to do what I have done is because I can put 100% focus on what I'm trying to do.
yeah. Nah, that's facts. I mean, yeah, that's true. Because even though, like I said, I always look at you. I'm hard on myself. When I look at you, I'm like, man, I got to get shit going. But I got 5 kids, so you already know.
Exactly,
Like,
man.
yeah, if I'm running at about 65, 70 on a good day.
But
That's
that's
how it
good,
is
man. I
with kids,
respect
bro.
that, man.
Like,
I
yeah.
respect that.
It's
Because you got
it's
to give
definitely
those
a little
kids
different with kids.
time and love and energy. You
Hmm.
have to, man. You have to, because if you don't, man, you building a new generation that's gonna be worse off than you were. And as a
No, that's
parent, that
facts.
can't be what you want for your kid.
That is 100. That's 100% facts, though. You know what I'm saying? That's you came home, you learned Spanish, and now I see you doing battles in
Hmm.
Spanish, rap music in Spanish,
Yeah, man.
bruh.
Bro, it's such a blessing, bro. I done met some of the biggest artists in Spanish music, Latin American music,
Yeah.
reggaeton, rap, just all different spectrums of music. For some reason, and I think it's because I'm a Black American, and
Yeah.
Americans in general really don't care anything about Latin culture. See, it's not Spanish. Spanish is from Spain. So when you talk about Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Colombia, it's Latin American culture,
Okay.
and they accepted me with open arms. They looked at me and said, if you're trying to learn our language and our culture, we're going to help you. And I started a YouTube channel where basically when I got out of prison, I didn't have anybody to talk to. I'm here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
You know this better than I do.
Yeah.
There's nobody around here that we can speak Spanish with. There's a lot of Mexican people here, but we don't really associate with them too closely.
At all.
So,
Yeah.
but some people might, depending on what you're doing.
Dep-
But I don't, I
that
don't know
part.
anybody here that speaks Spanish. Not one person.
Okay.
So when I got out, I started just listening to YouTube and listening to Spanish music because I couldn't do that in prison. And I was like, you know what? Let me record this. I knew about English, doing reactions to rap music and English music. I'm like, let me
Yeah.
react to Spanish music. And I used to react to it in English. I was speaking English, but reacting to the Spanish music. And I started
Okay.
getting followers, followers, followers. And then I was at the same time I was doing an online tutoring program, trying to speak better.
Yeah.
And she helped me a lot. A lady from Venezuela. She helped me a lot. It was a website called iTalki. $5 a class, and you get to speak with somebody that's native to the country. And after
Okay.
that, I was like, you know what? Let me try to speak Spanish in my reactions. And that was the best thing that I could have ever did, man. The best thing that I could
Yeah.
ever did. It helped me speak more. I got a little bit more fluent. And while I was reacting to other music, I grew my channel from 0 to 100,000 followers on or subscribers on YouTube in less than a year,
Yeah.
and another 200,000. I got 300,000 subscribers now. In the next 6 months, I met all the artists that I was reacting to. They would message me on Instagram, and so now I'm talking to a big name artist. I don't know if y'all heard of Daddy Yankee.
Yeah.
Just a lot of big artists. And I met them. I did some interviews with a few of them. I did
Yeah.
a song with one of them. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm meeting a whole new culture that I necessarily wouldn't have met trying to do music or doing content in English,
Yeah.
because in America and as Black people, a lot of us don't want to see each other grow.
Facts.
So, and that's just the truth. People see
That's the
you
truth.
on the way up, and they try to do everything in their power to make sure that you don't go any further than they do.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact, bro. I mean, that's what we lived at. I done got used to it so much now.
Yeah,
I just became numb to it. So what I do now is I try not to even. I ain't gonna say try. I'm gonna say I don't even look at that shit no more. I just be like, yo, I'm gonna stay focused. It's pointless. I already know they out here, but
yeah,
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As long as I do what I need to do, for people like you know what I'm saying, and anybody else that's trying to do something that I come across, it's always high energy, like you know what I mean, because I feel like I just want to see everybody win. Like
absolutely.
I'm the nigga that could just grow old one day and be cool with saying I knew that person, like you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
like, and that I'll never be jealous of that, like you know what I mean. I fall somewhere out here, like you know what I mean. I'm gonna fall in the wave of never being a hater, like you know what I mean. That's just
But you doing your thing, man. When you hit me up and you was like, you invited me on the show, I was like, oh
yeah,
yeah, because I seen the show. I follow what
yeah,
you
yeah,
do,
yeah,
and
yeah,
not
yeah,
only that, I know you personally. We
yeah,
don't hang out every day, but I know that the reason we don't hang out every day is because you out there getting it. You in New
Yeah,
York one day, you in Philly one day, you out in California one
exactly,
day, you down in Miami, you in Atlanta. I
exactly.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's what I like to see. And so when E hit me up, you know what I'm saying, our mutual partner E, he hit me up. He like, man, Quad doing this. I say, I already know he is. I already
yeah,
know he is. You know, so everything that
yeah,
you're doing right now, bro. When I hear about it, when I see it, I'm like, I already know he got the mind frame. He got that it factor. He know
yeah,
what's going on. He's willing to take some risks. He's willing
yeah,
to put his business and his products first. He's willing to network, man. You got the whole package. And
yeah,
you know, I heard your music and you rap. And I'm not just blowing smoke for the show, bro. You
yeah,
rap better than the majority. I'm about to speak Spanish
yeah.
on you. The majority
Nah, how you
of
say that in Spanish?
rappers
Say
out
that in
here.
Spanish. So say that in Spanish so the niggas in Spanish understand and the niggas in English understand.
Ok. Mi amigo Qua rapea mejor que la mayoría de las personas aquí. De verdad.
In
No sé
Spanish,
qué
nigga.
lo hace, pero lo hace muy bien. No sé cómo rapea, pero cuando lo escucho rapear, me siento muy orgulloso. And I
Hey, yo,
basically
that's
just
love.
said, man, when I listen to you rap, I'm real proud of you, man.
Yo, I appreciate that, man. On God, I appreciate that. Like, you know what it is with music. Music's always been a love and hate thing with me. It's kind of like how it is with you. Is like more so, like you found music again, but you found it in a different, language. So
Mm-hmm.
like with me is, I tell people all the time, I don't like the music business. You
Right,
know what I mean? In
right,
general.
right.
So, but it took me years to really understand that. So now that I understand I don't like the music business, what I do is just my own thing. What makes me feel happy. Like what
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel happy is just getting behind the mic, throwing on a beat, and just putting it out to the people. I don't care about no record deal. I don't want to be famous. I just want to show my talent. That's all I want to do.
Exactly.
So because people all the time inbox me like, yo, who you gonna sign to? Why you don't do this show? And I'm just like, I don't want to do it that deep anymore. Like I've done that already. Like you, I dedicated my whole life into music with shows, mixtapes, and now I found something else. I found
Mm-hmm.
Kush&Konvo. I found Q cones. So music will always be my love, but it will be more of a personal love. Like, you know what I mean? It will never be a business love for me because like I don't want to be in the part of the music business at all. I don't want to. Like I'm good on
I
that.
understand completely, bro. I understand
Yeah,
completely.
because I have to be able to. I have to be able to, control myself. And being independent is the best way. Like I like being independent. So even if I'm a part of the music business as far as me putting out music and people just downloading it, I'm cool with that. Like that's the most I'm willing to do. Like I'll put out some good music and let everybody download it. Everybody say, oh, that was dope. I like it. And I'm good. I chase legacy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't chase money. You know what I mean? I
I
chase
like
legacy.
that. I chase legacy. I don't chase money.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm quoting that too. That's going in. Make sure that's being said by Paul Marley. But yo, man, I ain't gonna hold you too long, man. Like I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, man. I appreciate you tapping in with me though.
No,
You know what
man,
I'm
I
saying?
appreciate the invitation, brother.
That means the next invite, nigga, you gonna have a fucking island behind you. That nigga like, yo, Kwame, I'm like, you just like that's the speedboat over there.
Yes, sir, man. We gonna be doing the show in the
So
DR, man.
I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Give everybody your IG though, so people can follow you and let people know what you got going on.
Absolutely, man. So you got me on Instagram at Quezzy the CEO, QUEZZY for a double zap for that motivation.
Yeah.
The CEO. And I got motivational quotes. I got motivational materials. I got Spanish materials for my YouTube channel, man. Just come and holler at me.
All right, bro, man. It was good tapping in.
Yeah. Yeah. Riding through the city with the top down, screaming out money ain't a thing. Yeah. I grew up in the struggle, now I'm feeling like Biggie Smalls, it was all a dream. Yeah. Pull up in something you ain't never, ever, 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 ever seen. Yeah. South for a nigga till I die, motherfucker, and I'm never gonna change. Niggas better stay in their lane. These niggas with me a kill. Pull out that ride to get real. I don't be popping no pills. Light up that Zaza on Hill. Shit moving slow as a snail. I'm one of the goats you can tell. Giving them bars like a jail. I don't do this for the sales. I do this shit for the thrill. No, I'm not looking for deals. I made enough I could chill. Do what I want. Say how I feel. These niggas hating.